All right, so we'll just go ahead and jump right in. The only thing that you're going to need is access to the intranet, so the teamtn.gov, and then sign in just as you normally would with your username and password. And we'll walk through that here in just a second. So let me move this forward. Yeah. So a couple of reasons why we're doing this training and a little bit of history about the database that we have. The Social Work Office of Research and Public Service is introducing this tool, this resource out to the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. And this tool is going to be a comprehensive guide that's going to help you in supporting your families, providing them with local, hopefully, um, evidence-based practices that are in the local area or that serve the local area that the families are in. And this is just going to help you connect these families with mental health services, substance use, and parenting skills services. And we'll go over in more detail here in just a few minutes what all that entails. I will go ahead and give a caveat for the website just to say that we have made every effort to make sure that the information that is in this website is accurate and is the most up-to-date information that's available. However, things change, and if you see something as you're perusing through that doesn't look quite right or it's not working quite right, I'll go over how you can give us information to get that updated. So changes may not be reflected immediately, and we just want you to be aware that we are trying to make sure that it is the most accurate and up to date, and that it's going to be useful for you all that are in there doing this every day. So thank you for your understanding with that. And our learning objectives for today are going to be to identify the types of resources that are currently available in the directory. We do hope to expand it and put more things in there as we move forward. But just what's in there currently is the most important. And then we're going to walk through several different ways how you can navigate the directory successfully to hopefully find those services that you need for your families. And we'll utilize the search functions in different ways to find some resources as we're going through. So before I start, I just want to know, do you all have any questions before I move forward? And you feel free to unmute. I can't see the chat, so if someone puts something in the chat, one of you ladies, please let me know.
Will do. Nothing so far.
All right, good deal. So we'll go ahead and move on. This is a screenshot of the intranet. I don't think this has changed much, so hopefully it still looks like what you all are used to using. But if you will go to that teamtn.gov sign in and log in with whatever you normally log in with, your RACFID and your password, and I'll give you guys a second to get in there and do that. And you don't have to log in. I just feel like it's a more in-depth experience if you can kind of go in there and do it for yourself. If you just want to watch, that's fine too. Sometimes that's a little overwhelming for folks. Whatever works best for you. So I like to try to take care of everybody's needs. All right. Once you have logged in, it should take you into the internal websites. It should look something similar to this. And if you look here on the top of the navigation bar, it's got the internal websites. If you click on that, that's going to take you in so we can log in, finish the process out. Scroll down until you see the section for the Department of Children's Services. Click on that. And then you should have over here in your quick links down at the very bottom, the Children and Family Resource Directory. If you click on that, it should open that up for you. And then hopefully you're looking at a page that looks similar to this. And I will go ahead and tell you, I don't know that this update has happened as of yet. So it may have the Swarps logo here and nothing over here. So if that's a little different, that's okay. We're waiting on an update to be pushed, but this is what it will look like going forward. Do I have anybody that's not at this section? Let me know. All right.
Jody, I have a question. Does this open as an internal web page or an external web page so they could save it as a favorite, or can they only access it through the internet?
I think they can save it once they're in on the intranet. I think they can save it as a favorite, but I haven't worked at DHS in a couple of years, so I don't remember that specifically. So I am not 100% sure.
Okay.
All right, and I'll give you just a quick minute to look kind of through the page. We will go over, there's a lot of things on the page, but I want you to kind of see the layout and familiarize yourself with it before I start talking. So I'll give you just a quick minute to look. All right, and I will draw your attention back up here to the top. So we have a little section here that's called Search for Resources. This is the catch-all section, I guess is a good way to put it. You can search for a topic, a specific name, or a keyword. If you're not 100% sure exactly what you're looking for, the kind of broad term should pull information for you. And I will give you the example of Spanish. I know we have some agencies that offer Spanish speaking services. So if that's something specific that you're looking for, you should be able to type that in, hit the search button, and it will flow you to those results. We'll go over more of that here in just a minute. The next section is the all programs area, and we recommend that you do leave it on that because that's going to return your most broad result. But it also can be changed to specific topics. So substance abuse, mental health, and parenting. And again, the default is all, so it will look at all of those programs. Your next section is your zip code here, and I apologize, this was set up before the Johnson City training, so it has Johnson City zip codes in it, so no Nashville things, and I apologize for that. You can use a zip code that's close to you if you're in the site moving around and see what it yields for you, and it will obviously be different because the zip code is different, but you can put in the family's specific zip code, or if you know of a service that's in a certain zip code, you could put that in there and it would render that result for you as well. And then we have our range, and we'll see a drop down of that here in just a minute, but it's going to give you, the minimum is 5 and it goes all the way out to 100 miles. And like I said, we'll see what that drop down looks like here in just a minute. All right, your next section is going to be this whole area here. So we've got our evidence-based programs, and these are programs that have been researched and rated by the Title IV Clearinghouse. They're either well supported, supported, or promising. And you can see over here, we've got a little legend for you that lays those colors out for you. So gold is our well supported, supported is silver, and then promising is bronze. And you'll see those in the results section. You can see those down here. And they'll also be on the specific page. And that'll just give you that reminder that it is an evidence-based program. And that is one that we recommend that you use because it does have the evidence to back it up. All right, the next section is the show additional categories or hide additional categories. It defaults to show, and then once you click on it, it changes to hide. So that section, once you open it, it's going to have a listing of services that are available. And it currently is only showing ancillary services that the agencies that provide evidence-based programs provide. So let's say they do multidimensional family therapy, but they also have a food pantry. That food pantry would be in the list of resources available, even though it's not an evidence-based program. It's part of that agency's umbrella of services. As we move forward, we're going to expand that. So you'll see more of those come in as we add more to the website. Then we have the clear button. Obviously, it does what it says. It's going to clear out your search results for you and give you a blank slate to start over with a new search if you need to. And then search button, you can use that, or you can use your enter key on your keyboard if that's something that you're used to doing. Both of those should work. And then the next section is the results section. And this is going to be hopefully anything that you've put into your search criteria. If it's found within the database, it will show up in this result list. And there is a section here, and this, like I said, this will be in that update once it's pushed out. But if you search in your zip code and there's not that specific service, it does expand out to a statewide search, and it will have that little caveat that says no results match this search. See expanded results below for agencies offering statewide services. So that would be an agency that potentially has resources to get you that service in that local area. All right, and then I don't know how well you can see this on my screen. You can maybe zoom it in on yours. Down here in the gray area, there is an email address right here, and it's blue. So if you run across anything that's not working, anything that is inaccurate or needs to be added or updated, that kind of thing, you can click on that, and it will give you a direct email sheet to send an email to the ISP team so that we can get that information investigated and updated as a new or updated item in the database for you. And let me know if you have any questions so far. We're going to dig in on a zip code search here in just a second.
If there was a way that
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I had to mute them. They were just talking in the background.
Oh, no, you're good. All right, so we zoomed this in a little bit. This is just that little zip code section at the top of the screen. And we found in our playing around in this database that this is probably the easiest way to do a search. That way you get all of the evidence-based programs, any of the ancillary programs, anything within your zip code. So we put in, like I said, these are Johnson City zip codes, but just put in your zip code, choose your radius, however far out that family is willing to travel or how far out we need to find that resource, and then hit your search button here. And of course, that's going to load all of that good information in there. So you should have results over here. And then your map is going to show you these little pinpoints of where these services are at. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can click here on any of the blue information. This is going to be your hyperlink directly to the website. This is going to give you additional information about the service by clicking on the name. Or you can come over here and move around on these little arrows, the pinpoints, and it will open up where you can click on it. And that's what we've done here. So you can see here, it pulls up a little tab above that pinpoint that gives you the name of the agency, its location, and then you have the more information section. You can click on that. And that does work on either side. You can do it from the map or you can do it here. And once you click on that, you should have a screen that looks like this. And this will vary based on how much information is available for this agency. But on your first screen, you should have the provider information, where on the internet you can find that particular resource, phone number, fax number, the address. You can see we've got the little map with the pinpoint here. It tells you if it's a statewide agency, so they serve all 95 counties, or they serve your region, your area, your city, whatever that is. If they have a virtual option available. And then if they have those ancillary services, counseling, parenting skills that are not evidence-based programs, that information will be down here. So you'll have a link directly to be able to do a referral if they have that available on their website, a listing of those non-evidence-based services, what insurances they accept, and then any additional information that we felt was good information for you all. So this one has that they serve all ages depending on program. And then if you continue to scroll down, I had to do another screenshot because I didn't have enough room to put it all on there. If you scroll down, you'll see the evidence-based programs that are part of this agency as well. So you can see the dialectical behavioral therapy here. It's supported, so we got our little trophy. We have a summary of what that service is, the target population, session information, so how long the session is, how many times they meet with the doctor or the provider of that service. Again, with the information about the insurance, the referrals, if there's a wait list, and then if they do have a wait list, what that length of time is. And then you can see down here we have an additional EVP, so you can continue scrolling. And I think we have allotted up to 5 spaces. We may expand if we have an agency that offers more, but there could be up to 5 currently services that are available with a specific agency. All right. From here, if you're on the live playing around in there, if you scroll back up, there should be a little section that says back to search. So you can click on that. If you're just following me, I will take care of that for you. And let me know if you have any questions. Stick them in the chat. Feel free to unmute. I don't mind answering questions. So once we're back on this main page of the website, we can go in and hit the clear button here. That's going to erase all of our search criteria so that we can start fresh with a new topic or a new zip code or whatever we need to look for. And next, I'll show you how to do the evidence-based program search. If you know specifically, I need Intercept, I just need to get the information for the agency that offers Intercept, you can go in and find Intercept in the list. It's right there. And the little box out beside it, you click on it and it will mark that as the one you have chosen. And then we see in our search results, we have Youth Villages that has popped up. And like I mentioned earlier, you can click on the button, the little pinpoint here, or on the name of that agency or the more information. Lots of ways to do that. So we'll open up, we'll click on that more information and let you see the Youth Villages panel. Basically the same as what we looked at just a few minutes ago. And you can see on this one, this particular Youth Villages did not have any non-evidence-based programs. So there's no information at the top for any ancillary services that they may have. And we'll move on to another search method, which is that additional categories method that I said, we're going to work on expanding that as we move this project forward. So if you go back out to your main page and click on that Show Additional Categories tab, that's going to open up a listing. And there may be some of these that don't populate anything. I haven't checked them. So if you do populate something and it doesn't give a search result, it's because we don't have information in there yet for that particular topic. I did try to pick one that I knew had information in it, which is the behavioral health right here. So we'll click on that little radio button right here beside of that, and it's going to give us more information. And again, like, we're building this, so be patient with us as we expand this out and get much more information in there for you. We're hoping to provide the non-evidence-based services that would be beneficial to families based on their strengths and needs. So we're wanting to include, disability services, autism services, things like that. So hoping to build this out as we move it forward. All right. And you can see, again, it looks pretty much like it has when we've done the searches in the other categories. And you see the agencies listed and then the pinpoints. I'm not going to walk through that again, just for the sake of time. And we've done that a couple of times, so you guys should know how to move through there now. But yeah, see, now it says hide additional categories up here. So once you're done with it, you can click it, and then that drop down will go back up. All right, that's all I have on moving through the system, finding the information that you need. So I'm going to say that's a wrap, but I'm also going to remind you once again, if you do find things that need to be fixed, please reach out. That email is down at the bottom, so it should be pretty quick and accessible for you all to, send us information. And I also have, yay, we love surveys, right? I can put this in the chat maybe here in just a second.
I can do it for you, Jody.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we would love your feedback. You don't necessarily have to do it at this particular moment, but we've got the QR code there and the SurveyMonkey link. We would like to hear from you about, is this site easy to use? Was there things that you liked or didn't like? Improvements that you would like to see? Things like that. That's going to help us build this out and make this the best it can be for you all as the end user, I guess is the best term. So let us know, give us that good feedback. And I will again ask if anyone has any questions. And you can stick those in the chat or unmute and let me know. And I'll go ahead and close out and say thank you. I appreciate your all's time. I hope you find this website to be beneficial and very useful for what you all do every day. And I hope it takes some weight off of you all trying to find evidence-based programs for your families. And that's